Welcome to another episode of the Rick Williams podcast. I want y'all to hit the like button, share, comment, call me. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Anchor. Again, I like to tell y'all I ain't that hard to find. Anyway, man, I want to talk to y'all about something, man. A conversation I had last night. Something happened a couple of days ago. I've been wanting to talk to y'all about, but sign of hope. But I had a real deep conversation with one of my brothers last night out of Illinois. My home, where I come from, where I was raised at. I gotta share a little bit of the conversation. I'm gonna share a lot of it because it's a conversation that needs to be shared. That's my man's. We go way back to the rudabakers and cherry trees. Picking out the cherry tree. We go way, way, way back. And so I didn't tell him I was gonna have this conversation this morning. I woke up with it. I just couldn't hold it in. Again, y'all, I can't hold some stuff in. But we had a real man-to-man conversation, and it was about, again, family. He come from a mother father background. Mama took care of the kids basically. Don't get me wrong, she worked, but daddy was in the plant, if I'm not mistaken, factory. Had the toys and stuff. I almost called his name. I missed that old man. But I'm gonna try to keep this private. But anyway, I asked him. I said, man, why you don't, share none of my videos or comment on none of my videos or nothing, He's like, man, to be honest, some of the stuff you be saying sound like you be bashing women, And, I don't want to defer about, now what I'm thinking about. I want to tell you about the conversation. And the conversation was like I'm bashing women. And I was like, yeah, it may sound like that to a woman that, not taking care of business, And so, I didn't want to push too hard. It's my man. We got a long line of, family ship, And again, I don't want to speak too much on the family because then a lot of people know who it is just by me speaking on the family. So I can't speak on the family. But we family. Let me just say that. So much so he brought up an incident. That's all we do is talk about the old days, And he said, you remember when your mother went out of town, left you at home? I said, yeah. See, that's one of them incidents I'm talking about. I wasn't never allowed to go nowhere. He said, see, Rick, well, see, the way you feel, I said, no, man, we ain't talking about feelings right now. We talking about a fact. I wasn't allowed to go. So you didn't know I wasn't allowed to go. You just knew I got left home alone. You didn't know why. But I wasn't allowed to go. You see, this is the conversation, y'all. And that's it's going on right now on some other stuff up here on this side of the family, but we ain't gonna speak on that. But it's hereditary, when you come from a single parent home, some of the stuff you go through, it's kind of alarming. And then it got on down to the conversation. He said, well, Rick, sometimes you just got to be man enough and take responsibility for you. I said, yeah, I get that now. And I do that now. But then, with no guidance, no instructions, and blah, 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 I ended up where I ended up. You know, you remember those nights when I had y'all out, I thought I was going to take all y'all to jail with me? You know, you, your sisters, and everybody. You remember them nights? Y'all was sneaking out the house? See, I didn't have to sneak out the house. The level when I got ready, when nobody telling me what I could and couldn't do. You know, basically, you know, I kind of had free reign. You know, something was going to handle me sooner or later. That was understood by everybody else but me. I'm just living life, you know. So, you know, again, it got to the point where it was like, man, look, I'm not studying none of them, not none of them. You know, I'm not expecting you to agree with everything, every word that come out of my mouth. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm trying to do is fix a problem. And the problem is, you know, there's no respect in the community. You know, and when I brung it around to him, man, like, look, dude, you know, 85% of the, you know, black men is locked up in, you know, my numbers might be off a little bit, or, you know, from state to state or whatever, or, you know, in the whole country. But 85% of the black men that's in prison come from single parent home. And you don't think that's a problem because you didn't come from a single parent home. So you don't know what goes on and what's not being provided, what's not being talked about, what's, you know. And if you get lucky enough to have some good, strong uncles around you that, you know, help keep you right, pull you, you know, say, come on, boy, you with me. Teach you a trade, teach you, you know, something you can do with your hands and your mind, and, you know, you get lucky. I didn't come from that. One of the things we talked about last night was Old Man Krakow. If any of y'all know Krakow, I don't even know if he ate. I do know he drank, but I don't know if he ate or not, because every time I seen him, he was filthy drunk or on his way there. But he was drunk every time I seen him. I never saw him sober, flat out. And we talked about my uncles and us, me and him, was our first stop. You know, we was getting ready to get in that line and be, you know, drinkers, because that's what everybody was doing, drunks. You know, and the one that wasn't doing that, you know, they were doing the harder stuff. You know, and I look, you know, and I think about where everybody's at. You know, think about where everybody at and what they're doing, and they all just about done. They all just about through. I don't even know how to continue this conversation without getting too personal. You know, but I will tell you this. I'm not trying to bash anybody. I'm not trying to hate on women. What I'm suggesting is we have a problem with our upbringing, with our, you know, the things that we're not doing to educate one another, to help one another, you know. We leaving it solely in our women hands, you know, and for the most part, by themselves, they're doing a horrible job. You look at the world today, and it's evident that our women by themselves are doing a horrible job. And it's not okay for me to say that. You know, it's not okay for us to set the record straight. It's, you know, I know we was raised to not say anything, to keep big secrets, especially what goes on in the house. That's why our problem lie. We're being trained not to talk about problems. We've been trained not to fix problems. We've been trained not to ask for help when there's a problem. Therefore, when someone come to you talking about, man, how you deal with that scenario or situation, and nobody never told you how to fix no problem. Nobody never taught you coping skills. You see? So we don't know how to embrace someone trying to talk about some truth. We'd rather deal with the messiness and the nastiness and, hateful, can't stand one another side of whatever it is that, we look for the bad. We look for the worst. In fact, I want to play y'all this little video, man. I'm going to talk about the church for like 2-3 seconds, and we're going to get on with it. But it's okay for our women. Listen.
We are the best.
We the best.
And the biggest trick
The
has
biggest
been
trick.
to keep us from knowing that we are the best and that the black man is God.
What's she say? The black man is what? God. See, that's why I can't get along with a lot of you boys. Think y'all cut like that. We start from 2 different places. You've been made to believe. You've been made to think. You've been made to accept that idea. You see me look up. That idea of what God is or who God is. I'm here to tell you that's why we can't get along. Our starting points are different. I think I am. You see? I think I am. What she talking about, that God. But anyway, listen to her.
So they couldn't change that.
What's up, homie?
Of him being who he is.
Couldn't change who he is.
Because he is still strong and beautiful in his ignorance.
We're still strong and beautiful in our ignorance.
He's still the best.
We still the best.
So since they couldn't change that.
Since they couldn't change that, what they had. Who image? Whose?
Of him.
Our women's image.
And if they could,
they had to change our women's image. The impression of us. What they think of us. They had to change how they viewed us. See, at one point they looked at us as gods. We was who we was. We was the creators of everything you was looking at. We was, in fact, that. So hold on. Let me listen to the sister. Check her out.
Destroy his image with his woman.
With his woman.
Then they could just...
Hold on. Destroy his image through his woman. You see? This is what the sister is telling us. Our image is being destroyed through our women. And I know y'all thinking women and your girlfriend, your wife, and now I'm talking about your mama. I'm talking about your grandmama. Single-handedly raising you by yourself. That's who I'm talking about. And she going a whole lot deeper than what I'm talking about. But right now, that's what I'm talking about. But listen, check her out.
This entire group.
You can destroy the whole group.
Because we would do it to ourselves.
We do it to ourselves.
We are the best.
We the best.
And the biggest trick has been...
The biggest trick, y'all, again. We the best. But see, we don't want nobody to tell us that. Why? Because we've been failing. We've been coming up short. We ain't where we want to be in life. There's a reason for that. Because your teacher, your instructor, most times, the woman in your house is working hand in hand with the United States government. Especially if she found Christ. Did you hear what I said? Your mother, if she don't know, been working hand in hand with the United States government. All the traps that they laid for you, guess what? She covered them up. Made sure you didn't see them. And she don't even know it because of the instructions that's been passed down. That sinks our battleship whenever we get in it. Because we've been taught that somebody like me, whether you was in the church or not, somebody like me was coming and was going to tell you or try to explain to you what they was doing and what you was doing and what they was teaching, telling you was a lie. And that's why you can't get traction. That's why your children can't get traction. Because you ain't going to believe what I tell you, even though I done been through the storm and came back to tell you about it. Everybody down there know me. I asked him why he won't like and share. He said, "Look, I don't believe in everything that you're saying." Agreed. Who go to the store and buy everything in the store? Nobody. Some of the stuff in the store just ain't for you. Who go to church and listen to the pastor and agree with everything that he say? Sometimes things that he's saying just ain't for you. So I don't expect you to agree with everything that I say. But what I do expect is for you to send, like, share, support, push, elevate, just like you do all them other people that you share, like, send, and, communicate with or own. It's all, we don't do it for each other. I can look at some of them things, 80 views, 2 likes, no comments. Who view a video and ain't got nothing to say? Especially to a friend, a family, or somebody that you know. We're not begging. We just talking. And I know it's difficult to get it from me, to hear it from me, because of what you perceive me to be or who I am. Yeah, before I go, I listen to a lot of people say they've been changed. Say they don't do this no more, they don't do that no more. They're in church and all kinds of stuff. Well, here it is. When you come to a brother that you know, or used to know. Let me just say that, used to know. For the most part, most of y'all know me, you're talking about some stuff from 40 years ago. 40 years ago. You changed overnight. You still looking at 40-year-old playbook that the man grew from, that the boy child grew from. Again, married 12 years, standing firmly on my feet, handling my business, trying to do all the things that everybody said I couldn't do. Feel good too, y'all. I want you enough. Feel good. Feel kind of good. Yes, I do. But it's almost shameful that we can't, when it comes to men, that we can't look past yesterday. I read a few posts a couple times, y'all, about, this is the longest video I done. In fact, we're gonna scratch that, man, because we ain't gonna keep going this. Like I said, it's the longest video I've done, and I don't like going 20 minutes. So let me just say this, like my pastor used to say in closing. I love y'all. I love the idea of who we can be. I've been fighting, trying to win whatever prize I was looking for all my life. That's why I ended up in the box I was in. The fight ain't over. I know for y'all, a lot of y'all done gave up. It's gonna go on and be what it's gonna be. But like they say in church, as for me and my house, I'm always looking for the best. I'm always looking for greater things. I'm always going to be looking for a better tomorrow. And if it's all screwed up, guess what? I make mine better by myself. So with that being said, y'all stay up. Holla at your boy. And homie, I see you. I got you. Holla at me. You ain't doing nothing. You might as well call me now. Finish the conversation. You ain't doing nothing. I almost said what you're doing, but you ain't doing nothing. Holla at your boy.